my thoughts. I shut it down wherever power is stored. Being real is in the past, watching cowards get on. It ain't kill me, so it's making me stronger. And these bite-sized rappers now sensing my...
What the hell's going on, people? This is Periodik, and you see the title of the video. We are jumping back into Dragonball Z Dokkan Battle in order to do our monthly legendary rare, aka LR tier list. Of course, this list has changed a bit, but there are no new units from September. But that doesn't mean that it hasn't switched up. And I've thought long and hard about this particular list. I'm going to give you a quick overview and then we're going to jump right in. I'm not going to go over the stats and skills and super attacks and categories of every single unit. I'm just going to give you like a quick overview, a quick summary on each character and why they're in that particular list. A few disclaimers right off the bat if you're watching this. Number one, Japan only LRs are in their own list. As you can see, these 5 units are Japan only at the moment. Demon King Piccolo will be coming out very, very soon, but at the time of this recording, he is not out yet on global. Number 2, free-to-play LRs are in their own category. I am not ranking them. Number 3, where the character ends up on a list, first spot, second spot, third spot, does not matter. This is a tier list. These characters are being put into tiers. I am not grading them number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay? So there's that. Also, if your favorite character is at the bottom tier, that does not mean they're bad. It just means that they are not as good overall as some of the other LRs. There are no bad LRs. All of them can do millions of damage. Okay? So if you pull an LR, congratulations. If you rainbow an LR, congratulations. All summonable LRs are pretty darn good. Just some are better at different aspects than others. This is my opinion. With that out the way, let us start it as per usual. At the bottom, the LR Goten and Trunks going into the Kami tier, bottom tier. Main reason, they're the only LR that has a gimmick where they can potentially lower their own attack. I'm not a fan of that. If we move right along, we're also going to put someone who lowers their own attack, right? It is the LR Strength Broly. Now, I've talked about him for quite a while. He's probably the best unit still for World Tournament. You can contest that with LR Krillin, the free-to-play. You can contest that with Vegeta Nappa, the AGL one. You can contest that with Physical Broly, the TUR. But in my mind, he's still the best one to bring along. So he's great for World Tournament. Unfortunately, you're not really going to use him in Dokkan events or Super Battle Road or anything like that because he's just a big liability defense-wise. And his attack does in fact cap out at just that 80,000 increase, and so he's really not going to move along with the meta. If he ever gets an Extreme Z Awakening, then definitely, but right now still in the Kami tier. And then one that makes me sad to put on this list because they just revamped his super attack is LR Majin Vegeta, the AGL. Now he's in the same boat as the Broly. This man just can get hit extremely hard. And yes, he does a lot of damage, but unfortunately with his link level update, if I remember correctly, he did not gain a single bit of defense on that link level update. I could be wrong, but double check for me. I'm 9 out of 10, 90% sure that he did not. So that's a little rough, right? That is a little rough. Okay, so let's move along into the King Yama tier. And of course, we're going from Kami tier, King Yama, to King Kai, to Grand Kai, to Supreme Kai, to God of Destruction, to Guide Angel, to Grand Priest, and then finally the top is Zeno tier. And it's gotten spicy this month, guys. It's gotten very, very spicy in this month of October. All right, so let's move along into the King Yama tier. We're going to have to put the boy who actually got nerfed a little bit, and I was considering putting him in the Kami tier, is the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. With the link level update, unfortunately, it's harder for him to get his 18-key super attack. He really wants that 18-key super attack to be able to do much of anything, right? To be able to do his damage. 12-key is nice and all, but I mean, it's just like this guy's here to try to output damage, not to get a 70% defensive bonus or whatever the hell it is, right? So not looking too good for the boy. Another unit who's really, really solid offensively, but defensively lacks quite a bit is this Gohan. Again, he didn't gain any defensive links the last time I checked. Of course, I could be remembering it wrong, but I'm 99% sure that he did not gain any defensive bonuses on his link level update. Please check for me. But even if he did, even if like him and the Majin Vegeta did, it's so minuscule, it's so tiny, it's just not even important, right? It's not enough. Even if he gained 20% defense, what does it matter? He's going to be at 60k defense and just still getting absolutely slapped. So that's a problem. In this current time, this is October 2020, we are in a defensive meta. You need defense to last. Extreme Super Battle Road one-shots people. All right, Legendary Goku event, the final boss, one-shots people. Infinite Dragon Ball history, final bosses, or sometimes the second to last or third to last bosses, one-shot people. You need defense in your units. Let's move right along into the King Kai tier, and we're gonna put this physical Bardock in the King Kai tier. This guy is the true definition of he's good at all roles, master of none, right? He's good defensively, he's good offensively, but he's not great in any particular area. And unfortunately, you'd probably want to run the TUR AGL Bardock over him, just because when that man transforms, he does have a better passive skill, more utility in that particular unit. So he's kind of gotten replaced, and that's kind of sad if an LR gets replaced by a TUR. I'm just saying. Another one that we're actually putting a little bit lower, I believe, on this list is LR Physical Trunks. I really liked him in the past. Before, I used to think he was straight trash when his leader skill was like not really worth it, when defense was not talked about at all. It was just offense, and the 50% chance to crit was good. But I just felt, in my opinion, it didn't happen enough. Then with more units coming out and defense becoming more of a priority, the fact that he gives himself defense on his super attack was very nice, and it stacks for multiple turns. And then that 50% crit, I really got the value out of it, so I started rating him higher. Now, with all these insane new units coming out, we got to put him in the King Kai tier, kind of make him understand his place. Now, this one is probably going to piss off some people, but I got to do it because this unit is just not ready for prime time. It's the Vegeta Nappa. The Vegeta Nappa, I'm going to put in King Kai tier. Yes, they are good for the World Tournament. I understand that completely. But unfortunately, they just have wonky links with very little units that will share a lot of their links. They really need to start introducing more Saiyan Saga category characters. Have a Scouter Vegeta. Have a Kaioken Goku. Have a Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, Piccolo, Kid Gohan, Krillin, Nappa, standalone Nappa. Have all these characters introduced, and then boom, this guy will immediately raise up because a lot of his links will be activated. At the moment now, not so much. Also, the active skill is so counterintuitive. So this guy's passive skill is he gains attack and defense, or it's just attack, one of the two. If he evades, if it's attack, I believe. If he evades, then he'll gain attack. Very similar to how Physical Beerus, if he gets hit, then he'll gain an attack bonus. This guy works the same way, except for it's for dodge. Now, he's an AGL unit, so you need at least one dupe to start putting dodge into him, unless if you have skill orbs that you can do, a bronze or silver. Now, here's the moronic part, all right? I'm just going to say it's moronic. His active skill. He gives himself guaranteed dodge. You're like, great! That means that he's going to activate the part of his passive that makes it so if he dodges, he'll gain an attack bonus. That's fantastic. Wait, no. The active skill lowers his attack, completely negating his passive part, his active skill. Like, bro, it's confusing me, and it's because it's so dumb, all right? So until he has better characters coming in, then he's going to stay in the King Kai tier, even though his Exchange Vegeta is fantastic, all right? Even though. We're moving up to the Grand Kai tier. I am putting the GT Trio in the Grand Kai tier. Yes, I understand they hit very, very hard. Yes, they can. I understand that. Listen, I got it. But unfortunately, they are very limited to categories you can bring them on. They really want to be on a youth type category. They also share some links with Dragon Ball Saga type units. There's just not a lot of those characters out. It's pitiful how little characters. They kind of fall in the same line as the Vegeta and Nappa. They need more characters that share their links. And until we start getting more GT characters and more Dragon Ball Saga characters, you're really going to leave them in your bench. You're not going to bring them out onto the field because they're going to be at a point where there's just better options. Let's just put it like that. But if you build a team around them and solely around them, they can hit very, very, very hard. So just keep that in mind. Moving along, we are going to put the boy LR Full Power Frieza. Now, this guy is a very good card. He links beautifully, and the reason why he's here is because his links, really, because his passive, I'm not a huge fan of. He gains more attack as you lower in health. Now, unfortunately, he's at his max attack when he is below 30% HP. Here's the catch-22. In the only events that will put you below 30% HP, you will not want to be below 30% HP. Okay? Super Battle Road. You ain't going to want to be below 30% HP. No way, no how. Legendary Goku event. You will not want to be below 30% HP. Infinite Dragon Ball History. You will not want to be below 30% HP. So he's at his strongest when you are literally in the vicinity to be one shot. All right? Anything, a normal attack can kill you at that point. So you're going to be using an item. You're going to be using a defensive capability to try to get your health back up as soon as possible. And so that is a wonky passive. I would have loved it if he dropped below 30% HP. That triggered him to transform into a stronger version of the Frieza, right? Something like a Cell. Cell, the LR Intelligence Cell, which we'll talk about a little bit later, you drop below 30% HP, free Senzu Bean, and he's transforming into a stronger form. They should have done that with this Frieza. Unfortunately, he seemed like he was like the first run of what they were trying here. It is what it is, right? Okay, moving along, we're going to put the LR Baby on the Grand Kai tier. Now, he's also, in a way, similar to the GT Trio, where he needs more units that are similar to him. And again, the same symptom. GT units. We need more GT units. We need more. Come on, man. With Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta coming out, I want to see even more GT characters. Get the Shadow Dragons coming in. Get Dr. Gero. Get Dr. What was it? Maro? I forgot what the hell his name was. Started with an M. I know that for sure. Get more GT characters coming in. Get a Super Saiyan 1 baby. You know, we need all that stuff in here. A golden baby. All that stuff, right? Golden baby Vegeta. All that stuff to link better with him so he can become even stronger. Now, this dude, if he's facing Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, which he can on some Super Battle Road events, woo, he is so damn strong. He hits so damn hard. It's actually insane. But if you're facing off against like villains and stuff like that aren't Saiyans of any kind, then he's going to do okay. He's going to do solid, right? So that's the Grand Kai tier right there. With the boy, we still have a few more entries into this particular tier. Strength Beerus and Whis, I'm putting them on the Grand Kai tier. They hit extremely hard. That is what they do. They're okay defensively. They're not top tier defensively. They're okay defensively. Now they're starting to get better linking partners. They got the, Strength Whis that you can throw in there, the Vados, the Physical Beerus, Tech Beerus, characters like this. So you have a wide, not a wide array, but you have more choices than what it used to be. It used to be like, well, if you don't got Tech Beerus, then you're kind of done. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only unit that you can link this man with, because the Whis and Beerus have very unique links that are subject to being a Beerus or a Whis, right? Now you have the Vados that can kind of help out, Champa can help out and whatnot. But unfortunately, I don't think him and Champa share a category. I could be wrong about that. Maybe Realm of Gods, I'm not sure, but not something that would benefit them mutually. But you would really want either the Strength Whis, the Vados, or, like I said, the Physical Beerus or the Tech Beerus if you don't have the Physical Beerus. So he hits really hard. He's good. He's good with those units. But again, it's kind of limited because you have to use those units next to him, or else they're just not going to, this team is not going to share, or this duo is not going to share a lot of links with anybody else. Someone else I'm going to put in the Grand Kai tier, which I kind of wanted to put higher, but I'm going to be nice, man. I'm going to be nice. This is one of my favorite LRs in the game, LR Goku Black and Zamasu. They are fantastic. I love this unit. They have to ramp up for pretty much everything, right? Like they have to super attack multiple times to be able to stack their super attack or stack their defense, because it does stack, but they have to do it multiple times because it's multiple turns. Every time they get hit, they gain defense or they gain attack, and they recover HP at the end of turn 15%, which is a very high number. Their links are beautiful, but because the fact that they don't start with defense, they're a liability on certain events where you can get hit hard in the beginning. And so I did bring them down to the Grand Kai tier. I think that's fair. I think they do deserve to be up here, though, because of their beautiful links, and their kit is just very well rounded for an older unit, right? For an older unit, man, they are very, very good. Let's keep it pushing. We're moving straight up to the Supreme Kai tier, and we're going to put these two as a little combo, little wombo combo here. It is the 3-year anniversary units, Goku Vegeta and, oh, would you guess it? Angel Goku Vegeta. The physical and the intelligence ones, these two are still fantastic, especially at link level 10, which is a pain to do with these guys, trust me on that. They're just very solid. They hit hard, they defend well. Once they transform, they're unbelievably good. They do so much damage, both of them. They're just a great duo, and you can bring them on so many different teams. So I do love those two units. One character that I'm bringing up into the Supreme Kai tier that I used to have much lower, at link level 10, this man is very good now. Very, very good, especially next to the other LR Intelligence Cell. But you can run him alongside a lot of cells, because he is Cell and Cell Juniors, so his name is very unique, right? That's fantastic. This dude hits really hard, especially on Super Battle Road, especially on World Tournament. He's another guy that you can use, and the fact that he's doing what? Attack all on his 12 key, and I believe he's recovering health on his 18 key. He kind of does a bunch of stuff, and he does it very, very well. The cells and the Majins, I'd say, benefited by far the most from link level update. I would also say like Dragon Ball characters and like the Bojack and stuff like that. But for the cells, man, they've gotten so much better, and this guy is great being at Supreme Kai tier. Speaking of that Bojack, we're moving the Bojack into the Supreme Kai tier as well. Again, this guy has always been great, right? Gives himself attack, gives himself defense, depending on where his health is, extra. And if you're doing your 18 key super attack, then you're getting a 40% bonus, attack bonus for all extreme allies, which is absolutely insane. But he's going to be even better once we get more Bojack type characters. Even with that said, his links are pretty good. He just has 2 dead ones, right? Heraclan and Galactic Warriors is exclusive for Bojack characters, him and his crew there. But once we have more of that gang showing up, if we have a dual Dokkan Fest between Gohan and Bojack, things like that, then he's gonna move up. He might move up to like the Guide Angel tier, because he's that damn good. So that Bojack, very, very good. Now these two units, not new, but they've been around for a little bit now. You guys may not think they deserve to be here, but I'll explain it, right? I'll explain it. So number 1, we are throwing the LR androids on the Supreme Kai tier. The reason why is because they are super good on Android team. That's really all you're going to run it on. They're an Android support. Duh, you're going to run them with androids, right? But you can't really put them on any of their other categories and make it make sense. Like, I guess you can kind of squeeze them in to some, but I would say the Android category is like a no-brainer putting them on. You know, Android Cell Saga too, but really Android Saga is like, that is their bread and butter. And you can say the same thing with like almost every single Android character except maybe Physical 17, the TUR from the Tournament of Power. They all work the best on the Android team. And so that does limit them a little bit, where you don't really want to put them on other squads because you think they're going to not hold it back, but you know, they're not just going to perform as well as they would on this particular category. So that's why I'm putting them on the Supreme Kai tier, because they kind of need to be only on androids. They're fantastic on androids. Fantastic, but that's really the only team you're going to run them on. Another character that's pretty limited is this Broly trio. Now, I've said it before, if this Broly's passive belong to a Goku or Vegeta and they had their links, they'd probably be one of the best units in the game, because they do everything. If you want to do massive amounts of damage, you can do it. If you want to be a support who gives attack, you can do that. You want to be a support who gives a defense, you can do that. You want to dodge, guaranteed, you could do that. Like, that is so insane. The thing that holds them back is the fact that they're only on 2 categories, and their links are all over the place. They don't have cohesive links, and so you don't really have good partners that you can set them up with for success. As I said before, if this kit belonged to a Goku with Goku's links, bro, forget about it. Forget about it. All right, got a destruction tier. We're moving right on up. We got to put the LR Goku Frieza. I know there's some big stands of Goku Frieza. They want him to be higher. I can't allow it to go. Can't allow it to go. Now, they are very good. They hit insanely hard. They did get hurt a tiny bit by the link level update because they can't stack those over the flashes and tournament of powers. So hitting 18 key supers is going to be a little bit more difficult. I assume you guys would agree with that. And the fact that they don't gain defense unless if they're attacking. So putting them in the first spot is a no-no. But even then, they still hit ridiculously hard, especially if you have them rainbow starred. And if you have a really good rotation, you can sit around 150,000+ defense, which is not bad. It's not bad. It's not the best you've ever seen, but it's not bad. So Goku Frieza, very good. Another unit that's very good, LR Intelligence Cell. Very good. And I talked about this before with the link level update. Man, this guy has gotten even better. The thing I love about him, he's great defensively. He's great offensively. He gives you that free 30% health, you know, which, man, that's just such a positive aspect of this card. If you do happen to drop below 30% health, you get a free Sensu Bean, and then at that point he's just a monster nuker. You wait a turn, I believe it is, then you'll have that ultimate attack ready. Fantastic unit, very good. Shares good cell links as you normally would expect, so I really like that unit. We're throwing the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta on God of Destruction tier. He is the Vegeta family lead, which needs help. We need more Vegeta characters in the game. Yes, the new Vegeta helped out the Super Saiyan 2, but I want as many Vegetas as possible into this category. I can't wait for them to keep on adding more and more. But anyway, this guy would be better, in my opinion, if his 12 key gave him defense instead of attack. But even still, 18 key massively raises attack and defense. That's insane. His 12 key massively raises attack, and then he's going to start with 80% defense. So even you know, with that said, he's still a top tier unit. The fact that he gains extra key with those rainbow orbs, oh baby. 18 key super attacks are not that difficult to get, but not as easy as you would expect, because sometimes rainbow keys are hard to get, you know what I mean? So we're leaving him on the God of Destruction tier. I think he does deserve to be there. Another unit that deserves to be there is this LR Tech Broly. This dude is a slapper. He slaps. That's what he does. He does damage, and he does a lot of it. Now, he's not the best defensively. You know, he doesn't have the greatest defensive links. He only gives himself 100% defense, and even when he transforms, he's just like, more power, more. He just gets stronger and stronger and hits harder and harder. He can just one-shot stuff, bro. He can get over 10 million attack stats, like, no joke. So he's strong, but again, he can get hit very hard, and he can get you killed, unfortunately. Another unit that's pretty, I don't know, he's good, great for the first, 7 turns? And then he's good after that. But those first 7 turns, which is what most events run as, this dude is monstrous. The fact that he stuns, the fact that he crits, the fact that he has dodge, he gains more attack when you have the pure Saiyans and whatnot on the team. Like, God Goku is a fantastic unit, the LR Intelligence God Goku, and so I do believe that he deserves to be in the God of Destruction tier alongside of these other LRs, because for Super Battle Road, he is one of the best units you can bring on there. Even for longer events, he's pretty solid, right? Even without his first few turn passives, he's still pretty strong in his own right, and he's got pretty good links. So we're gonna leave God Goku on the God of Destruction tier. I mean, how fitting that we would have that. All right. We're moving on up, boys. We are moving on up to Guide Angel tier, and I got to squeeze the boy in there, which a lot of people have pulled but have not been able to awaken, and I apologize to you guys. It is the Spirit Bomb Goku, the Gumku, as some of you guys like to call him. He's just awesome. He does so much damage. Like, you put any type of a little bit of ki into him, and boom, 18 ki super attack. Boom, doing a ton of damage. He does need to have multiple Super Saiyans on his turn, so that kind of makes it a little bit pigeonholed into who you can run alongside of him. You know what I mean? Like base form characters, non-Saiyans, not really going to work out. Does limit his options a little bit, but even then, like, he's just, his attack stats can go insanely high. His defense can go insanely high. He's just a fantastic unit all around. Leader skill, a little mad, but it is what it is, you know? Another character that can go insanely high with stats, LR Rose, Goku Black. Actually, my favorite character in the game. I just love using this character. I want to rainbow him so bad, but his attack stats are monstrous at 24 ki, bro. He can do so much damage, even at 55%. 55%, it's just like, you sure you're not rainbowed? He's doing tons and tons of damage. And if you're able to get multiple super attacks off, like if you get a second additional super attack off, his defense is fine. Defense is more than fine. And again, with his links, you get him up to link level 10, he's gaining more defense from a lot of those links, and he's gaining crit from some of those links at link level 10. So if you have him at 55% and you weren't lucky enough to get like a silver or bronze crit orb, then you can just link level him up to 10 and gain crit that way. Bonkers. Very, very bonkers. Another character that's very, very bonkers, Kalen Caulifla, going to the Guide Angel tier. And yes, I usually have them in the Grand Priest tier, so we're actually moving them down a little bit. They are still monstrously strong. Monstrously strong. I still would contest that they're probably the best defensive unit in the game, because they just get to high defense so fast, and people forget they give themselves 66% dodge after so many attacks, right? So that is unbelievable. In terms of damage, they can dish out a lot of damage as long as you build a team around them and you're putting certain units, you know, from certain categories to maximize their attack. So they are still absolutely insane, and they're still, in my opinion, probably the best defensive unit in the game. Another unit who's one of the best defensive units in the game, LR Gohan, right here. And I do want to apologize. I skipped over one. And you know what? It doesn't even really matter that much, but I'm sorry, Trunks and Mai. You are going right here. A quick one with Trunks and Mai. They do need a bunch of, I believe it's time travelers on their team, and so that does limit them a little bit. They stun, which is good for Super Battle Road. Unfortunately, they don't hit insanely hard. They can hit pretty hard. They can hit pretty hard, but they also can't get too high defensively either. So that's why I think I'm comfortable leaving them in this particular Kinkai tier. But I always do that. I always miss one. I don't know why. I always miss one. Yeah, okay, I haven't missed one yet besides them. Okay, so Gohan being in the Guide Angel tier, again, he can be one of the best defensive units in the game. He super attacks so much. He gains you know, attack and damage as he continues to super attack. If his passive skill, or if his transformation condition was easier, was better, wasn't as silly as they made it, then he would be on a higher tier. But unfortunately, we got to leave him there. Now I have him rainbowed. He can hit 4 million attack stat easy every single turn, and his defense is awesome, even just in his first form. And then in form 2, he can get one of the highest attack stats in the game, over 20 million. It's absolutely insane. He's absolutely insane, but I do believe he belongs in the Guide Angel tier. Another unit belongs in the Guide Angel tier, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Again, that ability to gain the rainbow orbs is crucial, and the reason why I have him over Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and we'll actually just move him right there, is because number one, I do prioritize defense, so him getting massively raising his defense on his 12 ki instead of his 18 ki guarantees him, as long as he supers, he's going to have a ton of defense. And number two is Goku's family lead is much better than Vegeta's family. Goku's family is legit one of the best categories in the game. I do believe I might have included that in my top 10 category video for global. So that is the reason why I prioritize that Goku over the Vegeta. Let's move it right along. We're moving up to the Grand Priest tier. And we're still going to have Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta on the Grand Priest tier. Now, he is a monster. He hits so damn hard. And people that try to talk bad about him and say like, oh, you know, he needs the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Okay, there's a ton of Super Saiyan 2 Gokus. There's a ton that you can bring on. The fact that he can utilize his passive even with Goku Vegeta, the Vegito card. I'm sorry, not Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but it's got to be a Majin Buu Goku, and including that Super Saiyan 2 Goku support, right, which would buff him up as well. But you can also use the Strength Vegito, the Goku Vegeta. There's like 7 or 8 different cards that you can utilize to do his partner super attack and all that stuff, right? So it's not hard to take off to do. The problem I have with him is the fact that his defense kicks in after he super attacks, not before, even though his passive words are different. I talked to Hydros about this, and they write it poorly. They did the same thing with LR Rose Goku Black, and they did the same thing with the Vegeta. They write it poorly. It's not doing what it says it's doing. Vegeta's, the passive says that he's gaining it as his ki fills. That's not the case. It's when his super attack launches is when he gains the attack and defense. So unfortunately, if it was the other way around and he gained the attack and defense before he launches the super attack, then I'd probably put him in the Zeno tier. But for now, we're going to put him in the Grand Priest tier. Another unit we're going to put in the Grand Priest tier that may shock you, may surprise you. LRUI Goku. Now, I usually would have him in like the Zeno tier or something close to it, but I'm going to put him in the Grand Priest tier, and I'll tell you why. Number one, I love his passive, the fact that he can defend so well, the fact that he gains attack and defense so well. But his damage is very high. His damage is very high, but there are stronger units than him that can hit harder. I love this character though, is because he's great all around, right? He's got that dodge. As he dodges, he's going to gain attack and defense, which is fantastic, up to like 200% or whatever the case is. He eliminates the character's guard, so that means that everyone is going to be able to bypass that, right? So if you're facing an AGL unit and you have a strength unit like him, if you have a rotation of 3 strength characters, well, he super attacks first. The other 2 will not have their attacks guarded. They will bypass that. Very, very useful for particular events that you're facing type disadvantage for whatever reason. His links are top tier. He's on Realm of Gods, which is one of the best categories in the game. He just does a whole lot. But we're going to keep him in the Grand Priest tier. Another unit that we're going to keep in the Grand Priest tier is LR Gobros. Yes, we are putting them alongside those 2 units. I usually don't. I usually have them below. We're putting them back up because their damage just continues to impress. And the fact that they gain that damage so quickly, 3 to 4 turns, they're already maxing out in over 215, almost 220% attack and defense, okay? That's just them off rip, right? They're doing guaranteed additionals. They're doing so much damage. They're giving themselves an active skills that they can do even more damage, right? Ultimate damage. So these dudes, if you put them all crit, oh my goodness, they just slap. Talk about Broly slapping. These dudes are slapping, clapping, and trapping. It's absolutely insane. So there's more and more videos. I think DBZ World DBZ World came out with a video where they beat the Legendary Goku event in under 5 minutes with LR Gobros. So just let that sink in. Under 5 minutes, they beat that event. That's absurd, okay? So these dudes deserve to be on the Grand Priest tier. And 2 characters that have been demoted from the Zeno tier going into the Grand Priest tier. 5-year fusions. 5-year fusions I am putting in the Grand Priest tier. I'm demoting them from the Zeno tier. And the reason why is because they are liabilities in the first 3 turns. They are. Now, unless if you're putting them in the 3rd slot, which they can do the chance to dodge, they're liabilities. They're not increasing their defense when they super attack. They're actually increasing their attack instead, and so they can get hit extremely hard. It's only when they transform, and then they're able to stack up their attack and defense. Now, when they transform, they're some of the best units in the game, and they're going to very quickly very quickly because they have the chance to, well, they have the guaranteed additionals, right? Very quickly are going to stack up their attack and defense. So once they transform, you don't have to worry about it. But there are liabilities in the beginning of the turns. So we're going to leave those two in the Grand Priest tier. Let's move on up to Zeno tier. And there's only two units that can be on it. Oh yeah. The fact that they gain 2 ki for every orb, not rainbow, is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They 12 and 18 ki with no effort. Their links are god tier for their categories. Their categories are amazing. And their transformations are insane. They're some of the best characters transformed. That's it. That's the list. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, consider what you're doing with your life. Gently rub that sub button, gingerly ring that bell button, lovingly kiss the like button. As always, this is Periodic. See y'all in the next video.